Hello and welcome to another guitar rescue. And this is going to be a real rescue. I like to say that the impossible I do right away, but miracles take a little longer, so this might take a little while. This guitar came to me from a young man, friend of ours. It was given to him on his birthday, and it was never playable. It is falling apart. This is falling apart. That's falling apart. The strings are laying flat on the frets. It's rattling. He tried to shim up the nut to lift it up. It's a wreck. Okay. If I can do something with this, it will be a miracle. Okay. But stick around. We'll see what we can do. If we can turn this into some kind of a decent playing guitar. I already lubed I put oil down the truss rod hole and I let it soak for a day or two, and then I was able to move the truss rod. So I didn't want to expend a lot of energy if that was frozen or rounded off or whatever. But this is a pretty rough little guitar. We're going to try to make a player out of this. So stick around. So I've made a list to get started here of things that I want to do to this little Epiphone Special model here. I once took one of these guitars and cannibalized it and made this, what I think is a really cool cigar box guitar out of it, using the neck and the pickups and the tone controls and everything. This is an awesome slide guitar that I made from parts of one of these specials, which we may be making another cigar box here if we can't do anything with this. And like most of my videos, if this doesn't come out good, you will never see this video. So here's my list real quickly of what we're going to do. We're going to put a new nut on it. I'm going to use parts I've got laying around. So I've got some bone nuts laying around that I believe will fit here. So I'm going to put a nut. I'm going to clean all the electronics. And I'm going to tighten everything up. Everything is falling apart here. I'm going to take the strings off, clean the whole guitar, do the fretboard. I'm going to take my little fret wobbler thing and make sure that the frets are all lined up and everything's flat before I start. Put it together with new strings on and try to get the buzzes out of it. And see if it works. So that's what I'm going to do. So we'll go at this a little at a time. We'll try to keep this as short as possible. You don't need to watch me take strings off and things like that. So stand by. I'll be back. Okay, welcome back for a quick update. Okay, so we took the strings off of this guy. Everything on this guitar was falling off. I am not kidding. Every single thing. The tuners were falling off the back of the headstock. The knobs were falling off the tuners. The three-way switch was falling out. The pots were all loose. The jack was falling off. I had to take the jack plate off and then tighten the jack and then put it back on. Okay, so now I'm lubing up I'm cleaning up the electronics, the pots. I don't know how scratchy they'll be. We'll find out. But I've tightened everything up. I'm cleaning it up here and there. I was just amazed that this thing didn't fall apart when you picked it up. Okay, but we're gaining on it now. I also cleaned the fretboard with some alcohol, got all the grit off it. I popped out the old nut, and I had some bone nuts, and I believe this one's going to fit in there, and I think it's going to help with the buzzing. I think the fact that the whole tuners were falling off the back of the guitar, that could have caused some buzzing too. So we're going to find out here. I'm going to oil this fretboard right now, let it sit for a while, come back and start putting it back together and see if we can set this thing up to sound like something. I'll be right back. Okay, we're back and we have a miracle. Okay, we got this guitar working now. I want to show you some stuff that we did. First of all, we had to do everything. But we've raised the pickups as high as we can get them without buzzing there. We lined up the strings and the poles, and we put a new nut on it. We adjusted the truss rod. We cleaned the fretboard. We got it all working, and she works. She's not rattling now. So this is this pickup right here. This is the two of them. And this is the bridge pickup. I'm not happy with the volume of this guitar. I just think these pickups are not wound real hot at all. They're kind of cold. I only have this, I've got it going through a Boss EQ7, and and the boost is up, the clean boost is up on that pedal. Otherwise there's no pedals on this thing. But it needed it. I ran it through some other amps and the volume is not what I would like, but it works great for a freebie guitar that hopefully is going to last this young man a few years. So I put a picture up there of the tools that we used and the items that we used as far as electronic cleaner, the strings, the kind of strings we put on it, Ernie Ball strings and stuff like that. So I didn't show you every little thing that I tightened. You know, I popped the knobs off, tightened this up, I tightened up the three-way switch. The whole thing was falling off at the back. I tightened the screws in the knob. I didn't think you needed to see all of that. I did pop a nut in there. I'm going to, down in the description, I'll have some links to some setups I did or nut replacements that I've done on other guitar rescues if you really want to watch that. But we performed a minor miracle, and I'm pretty happy with it for this young man. And we didn't spend any money. I mean, a set of strings, and I had some bone nuts, but even if you had to buy a nut, it's probably less than $10. And the rest of the things we used are tools and stuff you'd probably have around the house. Okay, so we're going to see you in the next guitar rescue, and you guys be safe out there and have fun playing guitar.